Thank you for watching the video. Last year when I was helping out at the scout camp thing, where they have built this old forge, basically. They built it in the 80s, but they wanted it to look like it was made in probably the 1800s or something like that. And it has been abandoned for a long time. Nobody has taken interest in the forge, but me as a blacksmith, when I was asked to go there and help, because I went there as a kid to the scout camps there, I of course wanted to go to the blacksmith shop to see what do they have there, and maybe I could help with that next year's camp and so on. So I went to the blacksmith shop and it was a total mess. There was a lot of forges and railroad anvils, but in the corner there I found two anvils. One, a new hub, exactly the one that I have already, and this. I thought at first that this was an old Söderfors anvil. I took a closer look at this and I talked to the owners and I said that maybe we can make a trade or something. I can take this with me home, because this was standing in dirt floor, all rusted up, like a real hard rust on it. And I was like, this anvil is going to get destroyed if it stands here for much longer. And I would love to have it, you know, being an anvil addict and all. So I talked to them and we made the trade basically. And I also put in a little payment. So I took it home, started going over it with the wire brush, and to my I was shocked when I saw that this wasn't a Söderfors at all. This was actually a kohlswa anvil, pretty old kohlswa anvil. And when I posted a picture of this on my Instagram channel, I got a couple of messages of people saying that it's probably one of the older kohlswa models. And if that's wrong, please correct me in the comment section. I have very little knowledge of kohlswa, other than I know that probably the two most famous brands in Sweden are Söderfors and kohlswa. This is a kohlswa. I know a lot of people over in the States have kohlswa anvils, and also in Europe. So when I got it, I saw that there was a lot of these marks in it, and I was talking to the owners, and they thought that maybe some kid thought it was boring while they had forging practice and just started hitting the anvil, because the face of the anvil is untouched. I can't see a single hit here, or a single miss hit at least. So I was thinking that maybe someone ruined the sides of it. But then my friend Derek talked to me on Instagram, and he said that he had seen anvils like this before, and that apparently tool makers, like blade tool makers, like chisel tools and stuff like that, they had an anvil probably, and when they were done with the blade, they took it to the side of the anvil and hit it, and if it made a ding in the anvil but not in the blade, it was a good hard blade. And that all of a sudden, it changed my opinion of the look of this anvil. Like, wow, this has like thousands of marks in it. And all of a sudden, instead of some brats like destroying other people's property, all of a sudden it was a cool story about its history. And now I get to use it. And things like that just really are epic in my opinion. Like the story behind things and history of the tools that we use. And to be able to use this now, I'm gonna have it as my main anvil for a while now. I put the Nuhab aside, which I love, but it's gonna be fun to try using a kohlswa anvil as well. So it's so much fun, you know, like realizing the history of the tools that we use, and it really inspires me. So what I'm doing now is, I mean, this anvil stand is pretty simple, nothing special to it. It's just basically some 2x4s and 2x5s standing up. I mean, you could do this very fancy if you want to, like have this metal thing go around and you wedge it to press together and stuff like that, and that's beautiful, but I don't have the patience for that. I just want to use it. So this is a very simple setup. It works great. I've used it for my other two anvils. Never had a problem with it. So what I'm doing now is I'm simply just oiling it in with linseed oil, letting it dry, just for basic rust protection. I don't like to color my anvils with this hammer paint thing. I don't think it's beautiful at all. But a used anvil, in my opinion, especially inside, tends to not rust that much. And if it does, you could just take the wire wheel to it. So when I was doing the wire wheel thing, I could see the logo of the kohlswa here on this side of the anvil, right in the middle here. But it doesn't say much more. I found that it says, I think it says 85 or something here, but on the bottom here it says 90. So I think it's a 90 kilo anvil. But that's the fun thing when they're all rusted up as well, because when you start taking the grinding wheel to it and really trying to look for signs, you usually can find some pretty interesting stuff, like the brand logo. I thought it was a Söderfors, because when I went home last summer, I remember seeing like the S and the Ö, like the two first letters, and I thought that maybe it was a Söderfors anvil. But now I realized it's a kohlswa, untouched, except for the sides. So I'm looking forward to trying this out as my main anvil for a while now, for the foreseeable future. So that's basically it. Just a simple restoration process. I know that you can do this way better, like even the rust protection, you can do that different ways as well, and you can make a fantastic stand for it. But this is just a simple way of making a basic stand with scrap things laying around, but it's still going to hold up for heavy work, almost daily work. And yeah, this is how I take care of my anvils. So yeah, that's it for this video. It's a shorter video this time. I have something else planned up for the future, and it's going to be great. So thank you for watching. Like the video if you liked it. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing that. I do a lot of axes, and I'm planning to do some more knives and swords and stuff like that in the future, and also general blacksmithing stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. So thank you so much for watching once again. Have a great day. Goodbye.